brands and projects. And I'm the host of Golden Meta Sessions with Dog Peace, where I feature NFT creatives. Today I want to introduce you to a gentleman who will be guiding us in on how he's making waves in the metaverse. He'll be joining us via Zoom, and his name is Ryan Kumar. Welcome, Ryan.
Hello.
Yes, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. So I appreciate you guys today being here. I'm Ryan Kumar of Mintrops. I also have my co-founder here, Robin of Mintrops. And today we wanted to talk about the future of NFTs, DAOs, gaming, and just the overall community that's going to be built in Web3. So number one, thank you guys for being here today. I think it's a very beautiful time of the world that we're in today. We're in a new phase of the internet. And what that really means is that creators have more power today than there's ever been. Now is a better time to be an artist than ever before. You know, back in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, there were record labels that controlled everything. And essentially for music producers, for artists, it was very hard for them to monetize, right? They had to get signed to a record label and the record label will distribute them. And now with Web 3.0, we have a whole new way of things that are being done. We have a whole new economy being fulfilled through the whole diversification of assets using NFTs. And what that really means is that now creators can go direct to consumer. They can be their own record label. They can be their own movie studio. They can be what they want to be by being able to put NFTs out and sell them direct to consumer. And I think that's an amazing feat for the rest of the world and the entire world and the entire creator economy. So now I'm here in Barcelona today, and we're also speaking at Cello Connect, and it's a blockchain that's doing amazing things. That's very mission driven, and I think all of NFTs are really mission driven. I think today we are focused on an environment where NFTs play a part in not only our day to day as content creators, but we also see it as the future of what will be utilized on actual utility, where actually you'll be able to go to a restaurant and you'll use your NFT as your badge to get special access. Maybe it's a VIP pass, or maybe it's actually like your membership to getting in that awesome NFT restaurant, right? And it's going to become a phase where NFTs are no longer just going to be referred to as NFTs, right? It's going to be a phase where you're actually going to have to just deal with it. It's going to be normal, and it's going to be part of our everyday life. You're going to be in a society where your wallet is your identity and you transact with your wallet everywhere. I think it's a very unique proposition and a very unique time of where we are. So that's my thoughts on that. Maybe, Robin, I'd ask you for your take and what you think about the future of NFTs are today. You're muted.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yep.
All right, hello, sorry about that. All right, so yeah, definitely the community building is really what our focus of our platform is for NFTs, to take them into the future, what your NFT is going to do for you, what it's going to bring value, how it's going to bring you value, not just a JPEG, a picture that you have that you've paid thousands of dollars or hundreds of dollars for. So the utility use case is going to be very important. So that's also what Mintrops focuses on at this time. So definitely, Ryan, you did cover that also, but that's really the most important aspect, definitely.
For sure. Yeah, and I think that's important in terms of just overall, right? Like, what do you think about NFTs being used in utility and just the overall aspect of usage of NFTs today?
Definitely.
No,
overall,
that's a question.
No, I know that. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely the NFTs usage today or in the future.
Whatever, either one.
So definitely the usage of today and tomorrow are really going to change. Right now, it's summer, like, hey, I'm an ape, I'm a bored ape. It's all hype. It's a part of a gang, it's a part of a clique, and you want to be a part of that community for sure. And
Yeah.
I think in the future, maybe we'll have more applicable uses where, just like you're saying, into the clubs, into another group of community where you're exclusively there with your NFT, providing just the NFT to get you in there, gated content, access to only what you could have with the NFT.
100%.
So what else do
And
you think?
exactly. And I think gated content and gated communities are going to be huge. It's going to be the way that we transact in the new world. Like it's really going to be, sorry, just right on the code here. It's one of those things that like the gated communities, the gated tokenization of the content, the gated tokenization of, e-commerce is going to be huge because like, I think that already today, if you can service your core fans in a unique way, people already appreciate that. But I think if you can service your fans and the people that consume your content or the people who you really care for, is always like a great task of like being able to service those people correctly. And I think that like NFTs just further that experience and it makes it into a new tangible asset that people can essentially be able to use as a key to getting into the future. And I think that future communities will always be very aligned with what's going on. And they'll be very aligned with their fan bases by being able to service them better. And I think that with the future being more token gated, it does leave out some people, right? But the people being left out can always buy in on the secondary market, which is awesome, right? Being able to essentially, like the Soho House example that I like to use, like Soho House. Like if you want a membership to Soho House, how does that work? You have to have like a membership that you apply for, then they have to go through an application process. That kind of token gated access is not really that cool. But if you can get an access, of ways that people can essentially buy into it, and now they can transact as they want, that's more cool. Like that's way cooler because like now it's peer to peer, it's open, it's free, and I think that's the way that things will be, situated in the future. So now where that comes to is like gated content, gated access, gated merchandise. Everything being gated is actually a benefit if you look for servicing the fans and servicing your audiences. So 100%, that's what I think about that. Yeah. Yeah, Robin, what did you want to add on to the future?
So I think, how about talking about DAOs, Ryan? We were discussing that earlier, how that's the future. I think you could touch on that a little bit. That'd be great.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think DAOs are awesome. I think that DAOs are essentially like the future of what's going to be, how communities are going to be built, and essentially how. Robin, I'm going to have to mute you real fast. If you could just mute yourself. Uh, if you can mute yourself, Robin. Otherwise, the screen's for some reason on you.
Really?
Yeah. But yeah, so essentially like the the entire for some reason it's not on me. Oh, there we go. Oh shit. Yeah, it's a little technical difficulties, not a big deal. But essentially like yeah, DAOs are going to be able to completely change how people are going to be able to interact with their audience. They're going to be able to essentially focus on inclusion of people on different levels, right? Where it's like DAOs can be the prime example of how you can start crowdfunding, how you can raise funds, how you can like work with people autonomously, and just come together and do some dope things, right? Like there's like Links DAO, which is essentially launching like a DAO where essentially they raise $12 million, $6 or $12 million, and they're gonna buy a golf course. Like they're gonna buy a golf course, and it's gonna be exclusive for the DAO community that essentially who bought into it. Now, I think that's amazing. I think that's really, really amazing because now you have a community, you have a community where essentially everybody benefits from the money being made. Everybody benefits from like the collective incentive. And I think that's going to build a lot of great things in the future where people are going to be able to appreciate and actually conduct business in. So essentially, DAOs can actually be the future of business. And I think that's amazing. So now if we could transform, crowdfunding, if we could transform corporations, we could transform business. That is a innovation that is waiting to happen and only can take place because of Web 3.0. Now, that's my thoughts on DAOs. Robin, I know you have like a different view. I'd love to hear your opinion on DAOs as well.
So DAOs, they can, of course, they're used for fundraising, or they can be used for so many things. Also, community building, where everybody has a share, everybody has a say in the DAO. Also, so it could be used as forms of savings, as a savings account, but as a community who can invest in something together. grow with it together. I think that's a really good aspect of where, you know, savings is always a topic. Yeah, crypto makes you a lot of money, but you got to save some money too. So if you do it in a group, which and a DAO, there's a system and everybody is, you know, in that system. They're all making the decision. I think that can also be something great as far as moving forward with DAOs, with NFTs. Yep.
Definitely.
What
Awesome.
else do we need to touch up? Right.
Awesome. Yeah. So I wanted to talk, and then just as I replace my pin, you just mute yourself, and I'll mute myself after. I think the future of gaming is going to be essentially like the future, right? The future of gaming is going to be like NFT inclusive, and I think that's going to make a big difference because now NFT utility in games have, like, are going to transform how things are done, and it's going to create a lot of wealth for a lot of people. Now, when you used to play games before, who would make the most money? The game developers. Now, who can make money too is actually the gamers, like themselves. It's not like, hey, I have to go on YouTube and I have to wait for ad stream to come to me. No, I can now take my digital assets. If I have a cool jacket in my game, or if I have a Fortnite skin in my game, I can actually do something amazing and sell it to another person that wants that. And maybe I can even create my own clothes in the game and sell it to people, right? So it's like actual peer-to-peer transactions within the games. And I think that's going to be transformative because that's where you're going to create a lot of wealth for the gamers and the people who consume the games. But now what happens with tokens? So now tokens come out, and then people are more incentivized to play these games. And as the tokens are, you know, bubbling, people are playing these games. They're getting more crypto that they're using within the game. Now they can also cash out and take that crypto and, you know, actually buy some real world assets. So now when you have the combination of those two, I think it's absolutely amazing and it's phenomenal. So I think gaming NFTs will be the future. And I think that on another point with gaming NFTs is like a multi-chain world. I think that NFTs in the gaming space are going to be completely multi-chain. And I look at multi-chain NFTs. I look at you know, the overall landscape of the blockchain being completely multi-chain, where blockchains are just going to be a road. And you know, you're gonna have to get to different roads, you're gonna have to get to different freeways, you have to get to different exits. And it's gonna be something that we're gonna look at, you know, 5 years from now and be like, hey, I'm on all these blockchains already because I have XYZ application on there, and I have you know, all these different applications that I use on a day-to-day basis that essentially just change how I interact with the blockchain. So now if I use the blockchain as a road to get to another place, now all the games can be interoperable. You can take things from one game and put it onto another that's on the blockchain. So now cross-chain bridging, it'll be awesome. So I really think that gaming NFTs will completely change how we interact with the blockchain. I think they'll completely change how gamers are actually being able to be incentivized within the games with tokens, with their actual digital assets that they take forward and, you know, actually sell to each other peer to peer on the transactional level. And then also for the third point, I think Web 3.0 like is going to completely eat gaming. I think that the Web 2 game developers, sorry if anybody is listening here is a Web 2.0 game developer, um, the crypto people are coming for your job. And, and I think that they're essentially going to take over everything that goes on, because I think now the Web 2.0 games, like, they take a lot of time to develop. Maybe quality is amazing, great. But I think that crypto and Web 3.0 is all about iteration. You put out a product, you iterate, you update, you iterate, you iterate. And I think that with the token economics, as the games get better, you know, so will the more the incentives, so will the token prices. And I think that the combination of the two will be awesome, where you'll be able to see like games that essentially progress with time as updates come. You could still sell and buy trade items to get updated, but then also like there's more incentives to come out. And now you don't have to wait 5 years for Grand Theft Auto 6 to come out, or 10 years for Grand Theft Auto 6 to come out. You're just creating new versions all the time. And that's going to be amazing. I really see that being the future of just NFT gaming, interoperability, and the combination of everything within the ecosystem. Yes, so go ahead, Rob.
Right. And I was going to add to that. I think the play to earn, which doesn't really exist in today's gaming, games are just for like, you know, it's very, very just like, okay, play the game, play the game, play the game. But now the new world is going to be where you can actually monetize on the games that you play versus just playing a game. And there's going to be so much more bridging of the blockchain. There's so many things are going to be involved in the new world of Web3 gaming that's going to be just amazing. So much is going to come out really, really fast. It's not going to take decades to catch up, and nobody's going to play the same game for decades. It's forever changing for the better, and everybody's going to make money from it, create and make money. So it's not just one person, you know, PlayStation is not the only one getting rich off of the game. Everybody who is in the community of that game is also going to gain from it, which is a very important aspect of Web3, I think, also for gaming. Okay, I'm going to mute. Any more on gaming?
100%. So yeah, as we wrap it up, we have 5 minutes here. So I wanted to say, number one, thank you guys for being an awesome audience today. And thank you guys for accepting us virtually through the metaverse in Miami at NFTCon. NFTCon is hopefully going to change your life. Hope you guys make some awesome connections. And I hope that like you guys make some community, building aspects of your trip and make some friends and, really embrace each other because we're in a really interesting time today. I'm actually love and big advocate of Miami, and I think that Miami is going to be the crypto hub of the future. So many artistic artists are there. So many, people who are doing amazing things are moving to Miami. It's becoming the, tech hub of tomorrow. And I think that you guys being in Miami today is amazing. And I think that with Miami transitioning from, hey, we go here to vacation to now becoming, hey, this is where we go build crypto products is going to be able to change how we deal with the day-to-day interactions in the United States, at least with crypto. And I think that crypto will become more accepted. Crypto will be more accessible for everybody with the transition of people actually going to Miami because it's the first city that's going to have that adoption. And with Miami being the central location where everybody wants to go to, I think it'll be amazing because people are going to go to Miami and they're going to like experience it. And maybe they'll take the technology with them. Maybe we do local, transactions that can be done with Ethereum or Bitcoin or whatever, Dogecoin at your local store or even Cello, whatever. And you can essentially buy goods. And maybe people like how it's being done and they're going to take it back with them. So I think that Miami is going to be a catalyst. It's going to be a hub. It's going to be a really cool place where Web 3.0 comes together. And you already see that with Art Basel and just like how cool everything is right now. So that's my take on Miami. And since everybody from our audience today is at Miami at NFTCon, yeah, so Robin, did you have any words for the people at NFTCon today in Miami?
It's good.
All
Thank you so
right.
much, guys. Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you guys so much. Have a great one.
Bye.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Woo!
Thank you.
Give it up, give it up, give